Nobody was expecting November 24th, 1971, to go down as one of the most baffling mysteries in American history. A man who called himself Dan Cooper boarded Northwest Orient Flight 305 in Portland, Oregon, and within hours he committed the only unsolved plane hijacking in U.S. history. With nothing more than a briefcase, a note, and a calm demeanor, Cooper managed to extort $200,000, secure 4 parachutes, and then disappear into the night, never to be found. For over 50 years, law enforcement agencies, amateur sleuths, and conspiracy theorists have searched for answers, but the identity of D.B. Cooper and his fate after that daring jump remain a mystery. Who was he? Did he survive? And if so, where did he go? Let's take a deep dive into the legend of D.B. Cooper. It all began on Thanksgiving Eve, 1971, when a middle-aged man using the alias Dan Cooper, later mistakenly called D.B. Cooper due to a journalist's error, purchased a one-way ticket to Seattle. He was described as 5'10", 6 feet tall, weighing around 170-180 pounds, and in his mid-40s. He was dressed sharply, wearing a dark suit, a white shirt, a black tie, and polished shoes. Witnesses recalled he had dark hair, sunglasses, and an unassuming demeanor. Cooper boarded Northwest Orient Flight 305, a Boeing 727-100, scheduled to make a short 30-minute flight to Seattle. The flight had 36 passengers and 6 crew members aboard. Shortly after takeoff, Cooper handed flight attendant Florence Schaffner a note. At first, she ignored it, thinking it was just another businessman flirting. But then, Cooper leaned in and whispered,
"Miss, you better read that note. I have a bomb."
Schaffner read the note and saw a chilling message. Cooper was hijacking the plane and had a bomb in his briefcase. When she hesitated, he opened the case, revealing red cylindrical objects, wires, and a battery, making it look like an explosive device. He then gave her a set of non-negotiable demands: $200,000 in cash, equivalent to about $1.5 million today, 4 parachutes, 2 primary and 2 reserve, a fuel truck ready in Seattle to refuel the plane. The airline immediately complied, with the FBI quickly assembling the ransom and parachutes. Meanwhile, Cooper remained eerily calm, even ordering a bourbon and soda as the plane circled the Seattle area for nearly 2 hours while authorities gathered his requests. At 5:39 p.m., Flight 305 landed in Seattle, where the FBI delivered the ransom and parachutes. Cooper let all 36 passengers and 2 flight attendants leave, keeping only the pilots and 1 flight attendant, Tina Mucklow, on board. Once his demands were met, Cooper ordered the pilots to take off again, heading toward Mexico City under specific conditions. Fly at 10,000 feet, lower than normal altitude, landing gear down, flaps at 15 degrees. Cabin unpressurized. Cooper's knowledge of aircraft mechanics shocked the pilots. It was clear he had some aviation experience. At 8 p.m., as the plane flew over southwestern Washington, Cooper lowered the rear stairway, a unique feature of the Boeing 727, and jumped into the freezing, pitch-black night. When the plane landed safely in Reno, Nevada, hours later, the rear stairs were still open, proof that Cooper had made his escape mid-flight. The FBI immediately launched one of the most extensive manhunts in history. Hundreds of agents searched the forests of Washington and Oregon. Helicopters, ground teams, and divers combed rivers and mountains. Over 800 suspects were investigated, but no trace of Cooper was ever found. However, there were a few intriguing clues. A black clip-on tie and tie pin were found on the plane dot in 1980. A young boy named Brian Ingram discovered a bundle of $20 bills from the ransom buried along the Columbia River, over 20 miles from the estimated jump location. Some cigarette butts Cooper left behind were lost before DNA testing became available. Despite countless tips and leads, the FBI officially closed the case in 2016, citing a lack of new evidence. With no body, no confirmed identity, and no solid leads, the case of D.B. Cooper has spawned endless theories. Many experts believe that Cooper died on impact. He jumped into a storm in freezing temperatures over heavily forested terrain. He didn't seem to have specialized skydiving gear, and his parachute choice may not have been ideal for survival. In addition, no money from the ransom, aside from the bundle found in 1980, ever surfaced. Some believe he had an escape plan and knew the terrain well. If Cooper survived, he likely changed his identity and never spent the ransom money to avoid detection. The fact that the serial numbers on the ransom bills never showed up in circulation suggests he either stashed it away or lost it. Cooper's detailed knowledge of the Boeing 727 and flight procedures suggests he may have had military or aviation training. Some believe he was a rogue ex-pilot or paratrooper with inside knowledge of how to escape undetected. Several notable suspects have been considered over the years, including Richard Floyd McCoy, a former Vietnam veteran who hijacked a plane in a similar style months later. Robert Rackstraw, a former Army pilot with a suspicious past and a history of deception. Lynn Doyle Cooper, a man whose niece claimed he confessed on his deathbed. None of these suspects were ever definitively proven to be D.B. Cooper. D.B. Cooper remains one of the greatest unsolved mysteries in history. His daring crime, his mysterious disappearance, and the countless theories have kept this case alive for over 5 decades. From movies and books to TV shows, his legend has become a pop culture phenomenon, turning him into a mythical outlaw figure rather than just a hijacker. But the biggest question remains, did he get away with it? What do you think? Did D.B. Cooper survive? Or is his body still out there in the wilderness? Drop your theories in the comments below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more true crime deep dives.